Hey guys, Panzer J back here in Operation A View to a Kill. We're up to turn 12. It's January of 42. 12.7 for the Italians. So, if you guys watched Rich's UK turn, he had a couple of things that were contingent on the actions or potential actions of the Axis. So one of them was he wanted to do a militia upgrade in Malta. Italy is declaring war on the Western Allies this turn, so that militia upgrade will not happen because I've got enough naval units there in M4 to blockade to stop that from happening. So that just goes on his build queue, and then I think he also was wondering if the Germans would attempt to interdict a lend-lease to Turkey. They will attempt to interdict that. So Rich said that if the Germans were going to attempt to interdict, that he wouldn't do it at all. So no militia upgrade in Malta, and no infantry to Turkey. Okay, so let's get into our one tech roll. We're going to try, we got large ship construction is the only thing that's on the board. It's at stage 1 and 8 or higher. So let's try for that. Well, right off the board. And 11 does succeed. So we move up to stage 2 for large ship construction. Okay, so on to purchases. So Italy has 10 IPP to spend. We're spending all of it. Because of improved construction, our ships are -1, so we're going to get a naval transport for 6 and a marine for 4. Okay, Italy, like I said, is declaring war on the Western Allies, so we've got 5 attacks this turn. So number 1, we're going to go into British Somaliland. We're going to take a cavalry from Italian Somaliland and 2 infantry are going to go into British Somaliland. That's attack 1. Number 2 is a walk-on. We're going to take one of our 4 infantry from Eritrea and go walk into Nubia. Battle 3, we're going to attempt to take Transjordan. So there's 2 colonial infantry and a militia there. So from M4, this naval transport is going to come over 1 with the 2 Marines from Tobruk, drop them off. Also coming over is going to be, we got 2 fighters that are on those light carriers. So they're going to come over 1, 2. We got this tactical bomber at an air base here in Italian Somaliland. It's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's got a movement of 1 left. Not part of the battle, but one of the light carriers from M4 is going to come over, as well as a torpedo boat destroyer from M4 and one of our coastal subs. So they're all coming over there. Battle 4 is another walk-on. These 3 infantry in Tobruk are going to walk into Western Egypt. And then the 5th battle, I'm not sure it's combat, but this seaplane in Sardinia is going to go on MAP, Maritime Air Patrol, there in C Zone M2. So that should be it for our combat moves. Okay, so the first one we got to roll for down here in British Somaliland. So we got 2 infantry and a cavalry. So it's desert, so I'm -1. So the cavalry is a 2 and the 2 infantry are 1s. So let's do the cavalry at a 2. A 2 does hit. Wow. Okay. His militia at a 2. A 10 misses. So hopefully that's an omen, a good start to the turn. Not worth anything, but we take British Somaliland. Okay. Battle 2 was a walk-on in Nubia. Okay, number 3, kind of the big one of this turn. So we're going into Transjordan with 2 Marines, 2 fighters, and a tactical. And Rich has got 2 colonials and a militia. So again, it's desert, so the Marines will only be 1s, and the planes aren't affected. So let's do the tactical at a 7 first. 3 hits, and I believe 1 through 3 is target select, so we're going to select a colonial. Then we got 2 fighters at 6s. A 6 and 11. There's 1 more hit. There goes the militia, and then we got 2 1s. 7 and a 10. So we got 2 hits. Okay, his militia to 2. Ooh, a 3 just misses. And 2 colonials at 4. Eesh. 2 and a 9. Okay, so he loses 1 colonial and the militia, and I have to lose a Marine. Okay, so we definitely do not want him to hit this turn, because then we'll have to take a plane. Okay, the tactical at a 7. A 4 does hit. Let's roll our 2 fighters just in case. 4 and a 9, so there's 1 more hit, so we should be good. The moment of truth, his infantry at a 4. Whew. An 11 misses, thank God. Okay, so we take Transjordan with a Marine. Battle 4 was a walk-on. Those 3 infantry into Western Egypt. And then the 5th, if it was combat, is that seaplane going on map. Okay, so let's do some income adjustment. We took Nubia, a buck, Transjordan, a buck, and Western Egypt, a buck. Okay, so that's up 3 for the Italians. So 10 to 13, and all 3 come off the British. They drop from 34 to 31. Okay, so let's do some non-combat. Okay, so let's start down here in East Africa. So we're going to have 2 of the remaining infantry in Eritrea come down to Abyssinia. And I think that's it down here. Over here, this tactical bomber had went 1, 2, 3, 4, so it's only got a movement of 1 left. It's going to land on that light carrier. If I can pick up the tactical. Okay. The 2 fighters had went 1, 2, 3, 4. They're both going to land in Tobruk. This motorized infantry here in Cyrenaica is going to move over 1 to Tripolitania. Let's see. Our fleet in M4, that entire fleet is going to move over 1 to M2. Also, the 2 remaining coastal subs in M4 are going to move over to M2. And then we've got these 2 heavy cruisers up here in M3. They're going to come down 1 to M2. I'll put those on the card. Okay. I think that's it for non-combat. Now let's check out Italy here. I think we're okay there. Just double checking. Bringing Italy into the war is always kind of a scary proposition, so I just want to make sure I get everything set to where I want it to be. Okay, I think that's good. Okay, so unit placement. We got a Marine going in northern Italy, and we've got this naval transport that's going to go in port there in M5. So that should be it. Okay, collect income. Italy spent everything, and they're sitting at 13, so 13 is what they'll have. I don't believe they have any bonuses. I'll double check after the turn's over, but I don't think they have anything, so 13 should be it. Okay, so let's do some unit recap. So in Italian Somaliland, we've got 1 militia and 5 colonial infantry. British Somaliland is a cavalry and 2 infantry. Abyssinia is 2 infantry and a militia. There's an infantry in Eritrea, an infantry in Nubia. There's a Marine in Transjordan. In Sea Zone M8, we've got a coastal sub, a torpedo boat destroyer, a naval transport, a light carrier with a tactical, and actually, never mind. They'll stay like that. I probably haven't learned my lesson with the whole port stuff, but oh well. Tobruk has a fortification and 2 fighters. Western Egypt has 3 infantry. There's a motorized infantry in Tripolitania. There's an infantry in Tripoli. In northern Italy, we've got an infantry, 2 mountain infantry, a marine. Rome has 2 infantry, 3 militia. There's a militia in southern Italy. There's a naval transport in port M5. There's a seaplane on map in M2. In M2, the Italian Navy consists of 2 battleships, 4 heavy cruisers, 1 light cruiser, 4 destroyers, an empty light carrier, a fleet submarine, 2 coastal submarines, and there's also 3 German fleet submarines in M2. Okay, so that should be it for the Italians here on turn number 12. Turning things over to Hambone in the US KMT.